Cuyahoga County regular meeting, council meeting for Tuesday, November 12th is now called to order. Andrea, would you please call the roll?
Good evening, everyone. It is now 5:00 p.m. As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. excuse me. Hold on one second. Calling the roll, Mr. Sweeney,
Present.
Mr. Byrne,
Here.
Mr. Gallagher,
Here.
Mr. Schron,
Here.
Ms. Conwell,
Present.
Ms. Turner,
Present.
Ms. Stevens, Ms. Simon,
I'm here.
Mr. Kelly,
Here.
Mr. Miller,
Present.
Council President Jones,
Here.
you have a quorum.
All right, thank you, Andrea. At this time, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Before we begin our meeting, I'd like to remind everyone that we welcome your input and respect your right to voice your opinion. However, this council has a right and a responsibility to maintain and enforce content-neutral rules of decorum. Members of the public are invited to speak only under the rules set by this body. We expect speakers and members of the audience to abide by these rules. The display of signs and placards, as well as heckling or outbursts from the audience, will not be tolerated. This meeting of County Council is a lawful meeting, and violations of these rules constitutes a disruption in violation of state and local criminal statutes. Individuals who violate these rules will be subject to removal by sheriff's deputies and may be subject to arrest. I'd especially like to remind everyone that council rules prohibit carrying signs into council chambers, which I have reiterated at the beginning of every council meeting for the past few months. At our last meeting, there were many individuals who defied that prohibition and brought signs into council chambers, holding them up at various points during the public comment period, while others were exercising their right to speak. After the last meeting, we received feedback from both council members, attendees, and speakers that the dozens of signs raised at the last meeting were in fact disruptive by causing attention to be focused away from the speaker making remarks. Every person who stands at the podium has the right to be heard without interference, independent of their viewpoint. Therefore, I am putting everyone on notice that any attempt to hold up signs at this meeting, independent of content, will be deemed disruptive of a lawful meeting. As a consequence, anyone displaying a sign will be asked to hand over their sign or be escorted from council chambers by sheriff's deputies. Similarly, those who heckle or otherwise interrupt someone who is attempting to address this council is disrupting a lawful meeting and will be escorted from council chambers. If we have repeated or continuous disruptions, we may need to recess and clear the council chambers, at which point all members of the public may be required to leave the building and may access the meeting once it resumes via live stream. Tonight, we will hear from many speakers who have signed up, who will be selected at random. Again, we will be strictly adhering to the 2-minute time limit. When you hear the bell, please conclude your comments. Parking vouchers are being provided for attendees who park in the attached garage, but please note that these parking vouchers are only valid for those with a valid parking ticket. If you fail to present a parking ticket upon exiting the garage, your voucher will not work, and you will be required to pay the $50 lost ticket fee. Finally, at the request of the Sheriff's Department, we ask that attendees please take a seat during the meeting and not loiter in the aisles or at the back of the chamber. If all seats are occupied, overflow attendees can watch the meeting via the monitors directly outside the chambers. All right. At this time, Madam Clerk, if you would begin our public comment time.
Rabbi Sharon Marcus.
I am Rabbi Sharon Young Marcus from the Park Synagogue in Pepper Pike, formerly of Cleveland Heights. I represent a congregation of approximately 1,500 families, and a group of us came here today to thank the county leadership for not passing any anti-Israel resolutions. We urge you to continue on this path in the future. Thank you for not falling prey to the boycott, divestment, and sanctions, or the BDS movement, to divest from Israel in her greatest time of need. The BDS movement is just another well-coordinated international effort to attack our people and the only Jewish state in the world, Israel. Anti-Semitism, or the hatred of Jews, and the BDS movement is rampant in our country, on our college campuses, and right here in Cuyahoga County. I'm sure you heard about the anti-Semitic graffiti and protests on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. The image of the red hands, or bloody hands, symbolizes the murdering of Jewish people with your bare hands. This hate is having a grave effect on our Jewish community and the Jewish students on Case's campus. We appreciate your support in standing with the vast majority of county residents over an extreme fringe group that has been vocal and hateful in their support of terrorism. Today marks 402 days since 1,200 people were massacred in Israel by Hamas on October 7th, 2023. Over 250 people were taken hostage. We believe there is still 101 hostages being held in Gaza, including 7 Americans. We will not rest until they are all safely returned home to their families. Thank you again for your support, accessibility, and engagement as public servants in our county. Thank you.
Rochelle Roth.
Hi, my name is Rochelle Roth. I'm a resident of Shaker Heights in Cuyahoga County, and I've been attending the meetings, and I'm just so grateful for your consideration, patience, and for standing with the Jewish community during this challenging time. So thank you very much.
Jenna Mohidadine.
Hello, my name is Jenna Mohidadine, and before I even hear these speeches, I can already tell that this is complete negligence of the Palestinian side. 50,000 almost people have confirmed killed. 50,000. And it's as if we don't exist. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't understand this concept that we need to be the perfect victims. We've witnessed 200,000 people starving in the past year, but you can still talk about that one day, October 7th, when 400 of them has been massacring Palestinians over and over and over. And I'm a Palestinian, and my family, I can't visit Palestine. I'm never allowed to visit Palestine. My grandparents are Palestinians, and they built the house with their own hands. Thank you. And it's, how can we be the perfect victims? If we fight back, we're terrorists. If we do a peaceful route, divesting, we're terrorists. Like, what can we do? What can we do to save our people? Israel is a violent, colonizing state. You've heard it before. This is history repeating itself. Manifest destiny. Let's murder all the natives because this is God's land for us. Let's take America and burn their villages. Let's do it to Palestine and get away with it again, guys. No, it's wrong. It is wrong. Divest from Israel and save the Palestinians, please. And you might say, we're just Cuyahoga County. $16 million is a lot of money, and it had to have killed so many children.
Bert Stratton.
I'm Bert Stratton. I live in Cleveland Heights. And I want to thank the council for not passing any anti-Israel legislation and for supporting Israel with purchasing the bonds. So I'm an expert on Jews because I play klezmer music and I go all over the county, actually. I play in Brecksville for the United Methodist. I play Corey Methodist on 105th, Martin Luther King Day. I've played at Wade Oval. It's a band called Yiddish Cup. We've been around forever. And I want to give you a short lesson. A lot of people think there's three kinds of Jews: Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox. Well, more to the point, there's three kinds of Jews: American Jews, Israeli Jews, and victims of the Holocaust, each about a third, each about 6-7 million. And we do not want the Jews of Israel to become the next victims of hatred and anti-Semitism. So I thank you very much.
Brad Schlang.
Good afternoon. My name is Brad Schlang, and I'm a lifelong resident of Cuyahoga County, currently both living and working in District 6. I first want to thank you for not taking up Resolution 2024-0208, but more importantly, I want to thank you for the strong partnership between the county and the local Jewish community to support the needs of the residents of Cuyahoga County. Congratulations on passing issue 55 to support the arts and culture in the community. The Jewish Federation of Cleveland was pleased to provide financial support and advocacy for that campaign, as well as for issue 49 to support our Cleveland schools. Belfair Jewish Children's Bureau, in partnership with Cuyahoga County, served 30,000 children and families in the past year. The vast majority of those kids were in Cuyahoga County, and the vast majority were not Jewish. We couldn't have done that without you. Jewish Family Services, in partnership with Cuyahoga County, provides meals to the elderly, activities and support for young adults with developmental disabilities. Again, many of those they're serving are not Jewish. Because of the rise of anti-Semitism, the Jewish Federation of Cleveland has been forced to redirect significant dollars from the services we provide for the most vulnerable in the county and redeploy them to fund our own private security forces. But again, those resources have been coordinated with the county sheriff's department and other law enforcement agencies, which has allowed our resources to help solve crimes outside the Jewish community. We appreciate the partnership with the Cuyahoga County government, the other minority and faith-based communities, and all the dedicated staff from our agencies as well as county employees who work tirelessly to improve the lives of our residents. We thank you for your support and your partnership.
Shari Thomas.
Good evening, Council. My name is Shari Thomas, and I am a co-founder of Rivers in the Desert. And I'd like to start off by saying no one should have to navigate grief alone. Rivers in the Desert has launched the Mobile Healing Room and Trauma Response Unit as an essential community resource designed to address the immediate and long-term effects of trauma, particularly in southeast southeast suburbs and Cleveland area. This innovative unit delivers rapid, compassionate care to individuals and families who have experienced trauma, including gun violence, the loss of a loved one, and other critical incidents. Our goal is to be a co-response model with police, fire, and EMS during a crime scene or a fatality. This unit travels to the site, providing on-the-ground immediate support and care. It serves as a safe, confidential space where those affected by trauma can receive immediate emotional support, practical assistance, and connection to ongoing services. The Mobile Healing Room and Trauma Response Unit delivers culturally competent care by ensuring that services are tailored to the specific needs of the community. This model not only fosters healing and recovery, but also enhances community resilience, setting a new benchmark for trauma care that can be expanded countywide. Some of the benefits include immediate response to trauma. Traumatic events can lead to long-term emotional, psychological, and physical consequences. Immediate intervention is crucial to mitigate these effects and help prevent further harm. Crisis in the Black community. Southeast minority communities face disproportionate levels of trauma, often related to gun violence and systemic inequities. Thank you.
Jillian Natowski.
Hi, my name is Jillian Natowski. I live in Cleveland Heights. I don't want to take up any of your time. I just wanted to say thank you so much for not divesting from Israel and for supporting the Jewish community locally and abroad. Thank you so much.
Sean Abbott Klefter.
Good evening. My name is Sean Abbott Klefter. I also want to thank the clerk for picking me out of the hat. And I think that it's good to reflect upon what the lady who was just talking about trauma was saying, because we live here in Ohio, in Cuyahoga County, and you all are elected officials responsible for improving our lives here in this county. There is so much pain, suffering, and trauma in this county. We've been dealing with decades of economic recession. We have so many problems with gun violence, poverty, and more. Our responsibility is to use our money to improve our community. That is common sense. And I challenge you all to go and ask your constituents, please, because we've done this repeatedly. And I want you to ask them, I have $16 million. Should I send that to a foreign country that is using it to kill my constituents' families, literally, and displace them, to destroy schools, mosques, churches, to impoverish people? Or, on the other hand, should we fund programs like this lady just spoke about? Should we build libraries? Should we put air conditioning in schools? Like, these are common sense things that we can do here. And what we are choosing to do is to aid and abet what is surely one of the worst crimes in centuries that is unfolding right now in Palestine. We cannot protect the Jewish community by killing. And that is what we are doing. We are killing, and we are massacring, and we are causing more trauma. We can heal if we make that choice. Thank you.
Donna Peyravi.
Hello, my name is Donna Peyravi. I am Dale Miller's constituent. What's observable to me about Zionism is that it operates on the idea that some lives, simply some people's right to comfort, are more important than others' right to life, notably Arab, Muslim, and Palestinians, including the people behind me. It's simply a fact you can observe now when you see the open-air prison that is Gaza, settlers taking living Palestinians' homes in the West Bank, Palestinian fishermen sniped for boating too far out on the sea, and women and elders shot at while picking olives. When you see a genocide on Palestinians aided and abetted by this council, and when we see self-proclaimed Zionists in these chambers, are you to continue using taxpayer money to fund an apartheid state and an ongoing genocide that we are all watching in real time? As Dr. Shireen Nasser called out last session, it's just racism. Either racism, apartheid, and genocide are right or they're wrong, and you've all made the conscious decision that when it's happening to Arabs, it's right. Nobody of any religion should have an open right to kill, simple as. This council should not have the right to use taxpayer money to kill, especially. We haven't even asked you to send money to Palestinians. We're asking you to stop funding a genocide. What form of hatred is there greater than brutally exterminating a population? What is terrorism if not what Israel has been doing, recorded and documented for the last year? Why is your golden child colonial state allowed to kill even American citizens with no consequences? And we still have to show up here and even ask for a meeting. I have wrestled with what to say to you for months because I don't know how much clearer we can make this, what there is to be said when it appears you're all okay sending money to a death machine as long as its victims are Arabs, as long as they look like us. I will never forget how it feels week after week to see this racism on full display from people I pay to represent me. I'm ashamed to live here.
Daryl Houston.
Hi. Good evening, everybody. Kind of blank today. I had a lot.
Mr. Houston, if you could state your name for the record, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Richardson. Daryl Houston, resident of Bedford Heights, Ohio. And I'm a little fuzzy today by some of the things I've read, heard, that's going on in my community. I do believe in everybody on the panel. Do believe in my county sheriffs. Do believe in my Jewish community. I do believe in my Palestinian community. But we're making some decisions, and we're not doing enough due diligence on the decisions that we're making as a whole for the community. Even with the bonds, with a Palestinian, even with the Jewish community. And I think we can do a lot better if we just can sit back and use common sense and a little more due diligence about the decisions we're making with allocating funds to different situations that's going on in the community. One of the things I want to keep sticking on is that it's not one person in this room that before the end of this year, I'll probably won't need a plumber. Probably won't need an electrician. We'll need these things, and we don't have enough vocational trades for these things. We don't have enough heating and cooling. It's just sad that we're squandering a lot of money on things that's not having a true impact in our community. And I hope that you guys can consider some of the things that I stated to you guys, because I do believe in you guys, okay? I do believe in you guys, and the reason I believe in you guys because you chose to run for election, and you won a seat. And you won a seat based on believing that you could have an impact on changing the community for everyone, not just a few. So I believe in that, okay? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Tyler Goliath.
Hey, I'm Tyler Goliath from North Olmsted. Mr. Kelly's my representative. The supporter of Israel's government continually come here to ask you to consider October 7th. In fact, months ago, and it's been a minute, months ago, one speaker came up and shared a legitimately horrifying experience they had in Israel on October 7th. Legitimately horrifying. Nobody should know the fear of having missiles shot at them. Nobody should have the pain of having their child killed or taken away. No one should feel the pain that they or their friends felt that day. Nobody includes Palestinian civilians. When missiles are shot at civilians in Israel, it's a tragedy. For a lot of people, I'm sure it's the most important day of their lives. When missiles are shot at civilians in Gaza, it's Tuesday. There seems to be a huge disconnect here. An Israeli life is not greater than a Palestinian life. They're equal, right? Death of civilians is unacceptable, no matter who does it, right? So if Cuyahoga County wants to sell off all the Palestinian bonds they own, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. You hear me? I don't want to see the county buying any more Hamas bonds. Now, if the pain felt on October 7th is valid, would you consider the pain felt by Palestinian civilians on the 8th valid? How about the 9th? How about every day, the pain that Palestinian civilians felt every day between then and now? Is that valid? How about October 6th? Is that valid? October 5th, the pain felt spanning all the way back into 1948 when Harry Truman decided the U.S. would back only Israel. Is that valid? The Israel-Palestine conflict is famous among politicians like yourselves in America for being a hot-button issue. You know, don't want to rock the boat. You know, got to fence it on this one. But a lot of you have been so quiet on this, tiptoeing around this supposed minefield, never addressing anything directly, never making any sort of strong statements one way or another. But none of y'all have the right to do that. You don't have the right to even think you're neutral on it. The county's not neutral, and the bonds are proof of that. That's almost time for me. So invest in your constituents instead of investing in war. Free Palestine.
Elizabeth Sunshine.
Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Sunshine, and I am a resident of Cuyahoga County. I want to thank the County Council for their steadfast support for the Jewish community and for not passing a divestment resolution. I also would like to say that for 2,000 years, the Jewish people have prayed and longed to return to their homeland, which they were thrown out of over and over again. And thank you again.
Mark Sack.
Good evening. My name is Mark Sack, and I'm a longtime resident and educator in Cuyahoga County. My heart and compassion goes out to all innocent victims of violence in the Middle East, but I put the responsibility for the suffering on the terrorist extremists of Hamas. Later tonight, council members will be asked to vote on resolution number 0395, which requests from the council to award a total sum not to exceed $100,000 to the St. Clair Superior Development Corporation for the 50-50 matching grant home repair program. I enthusiastically urge council to pass this resolution, as these funds will help eligible Cleveland families have the necessary resources to repair and enhance their homes and neighborhoods. Also, I am again asking from this council, in the spirit of ending war, to pass a resolution demanding that Hamas terrorists in Gaza immediately arrange for the following: the release of the remaining 101 Israeli hostages, young children and sick elderly adults still alive, or many who have already been murdered, and arrange for the release of any and all others being held against their will by terrorists in Gaza. Lastly, to council, thank you for all you do for the residents of Cuyahoga County.
Lou.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
First, I would like to thank you, all the council members who came to the groundbreaking ceremony for the Hail 2. Sorry, I will still use that word because today lots of people already talk about genocide. We do not want a genocide anywhere, on anybody, foreign or domestic. Yes, it's very hard on the government trying to maintain all the services and make things work. The long-term investment, I can see why the federal government requires that for the local government to ensure that all the operation can keep on going. However, if any of our return investment has such a good returns, how come we have more homeless people? We have more problem with the senior services. We have more of this, more of that in a negative way. Now, just for example, think about the genocide in general. I call that slow murder here. We have both people with Hebrew heritage, Palestinian heritage in the homeless system. Think about how they have to survive in our homeless service. They have to even get a doctor's notes in order to get vegetables to eat if they want to avoid pork or any processed meat, which is against the religion, the culture, and bad for their health. Think about that. So if there's any way you guys can do something to stop the genocide inside of our county, that will be even better. And I wish you guys can work on that. And also the state biannual budget is starting. That means the county later will have budget hearings later. So please make an effort on that to improve the people's life here first. Otherwise, we will be falling behind. We have no way to get out of this long-term investment traps, which will still cause genocides, foreign and domestic. Why we want to stay in this vicious cycle, I don't understand. Please, I hope our county executive will make a time to have a meeting with our people supporting the lives in all groups. Thank you very much.
Dale Snyder.
Hello, my name is Dale Snyder. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to council I come with an update. Of course, you guys know, you've seen me, probably tired of me, and I'm still going to keep coming because I do believe in what I'm fighting for, and that is the fight against recidivism. But I do come with congrats. Since I've been coming, I was able to talk to at least 2 council members, and I'm going to talk to another one. I'm going to give their flowers while I can. Councilman Sweeney, I was able to get some information with from him, and then Councilman Turner, to forward this fight against recidivism. Since then, in Progress Update, I have filed for my articles and now opened up a nonprofit, which is Road Development, Inc. ROAD stands as an acronym for Recidivism on the Decline. And I'm going to continue to make progress, make waves, and continue to partner with the county that I grew up in, and continue to nurture relationships that can forward that fight. And I just want to say thank you to you all.
Victor Goodman.
You know what number one? Victor Goodman, Euclid, Ohio. I would like to thank County Council, and I appreciate your listening to the concerns of Cuyahoga County residents who believe that the County Council should be focused on the well-being of its residents in Cuyahoga County and not entertaining efforts that seek the further division of our community.
Chris Piner.
Hi, my name is Chris Pinner. I'm a lifelong resident of Cuyahoga County, except for 6 years when I was in college and then messing around after college. Lived in Cleveland for most of that. Anyhow, yeah, I'm coming down here once again to urge the County Council to consider not investing in Israel bonds. I know we've heard various people talk about how they're, strong bonds with a good return on investment, and going based on what most people consider to be a good return on bond investments, that's again a 5% return, which would be about $800,000 based on our $16 million. Last time I was here, I talked about how, given the number of people we knew were dead in Palestine at the time, that was $22 per dead person that we're going to make. It's gone up since then, the number of dead people, so now we're down to $16. That's only counting people we know are dead from the war, not counting the people who are starving or dying of illness or any number of things, because we can't talk to them. We don't know what's going on there a lot of the times because Israel just won't let people in. And that's horrible. And it really hurts me a lot that my county considers that to be what they should do with their money. We have so many problems in Cuyahoga County. We've heard about some of them tonight. We have a massive homeless population. We have a lot of schools that aren't anywhere near where they should be. And instead we're sending money to one country and one country only. We're not sending it to anybody else. And that really makes me upset, and it really bothers me to think about. So $16 a body. Enjoy that, I guess. Thanks.
Marlene Weinstein.
My name is Marlene Weinstein. I'm a resident of Cuyahoga County. Thank you, council members, for your service to our community. On September 11th, 2001, jihadi terrorists committed horrific attacks on the United States. Similar forces, driven by the same beliefs, carried out brutal atrocities in Israel on October 7th. When hatred surfaces, as we recently saw in Amsterdam, it serves as a warning to all communities. Jihadi extremists seek to harm all non-believers, targeting not only Jews, but also people of all faiths and backgrounds. Ultimately, what is at risk is our way of life and the destruction of Western society. If Cuyahoga County sells its Israeli bonds, it would remove some support from the only democracy in the Middle East. We must stand firmly and fight against evil. We must remember those suffering and work tirelessly to secure the freedom of hostages in Gaza. In 1896, Booker T. Washington wrote, "There is no escape. Man drags man down, or man lifts man up." Let us continue working together to lift each of us and all of us up. Thank you.
Etty Gannon.
Etty Gannon, Cuyahoga County. I live in Highland Heights, and I have lived in Israel. I went to graduate school there, and I studied science. I received a PhD in science and technology, and along my colleagues, when I studied, were quite a few Israeli Arabs. I lived in Haifa. Haifa has the biggest hospital in the north of Israel. It employs 40% of its staff, doctors, pharmacists, nurses, clerks, Arabs. And they are loyal to Israel. They feel like equal citizens, and they live in coexistence. I was always hoping that the Arabs in the West Bank and Gaza also can find a way to peace and coexistence. Unfortunately, this is not the case. I think Cuyahoga County, I want to thank you for investing into Israeli bonds. First of all, it's not charity. There is a very good return on that. And it's safe, secure, and 100% guaranteed. Israel always repays its loans. If someone came to me and proposed an equally safe financial instrument to support the people of Gaza without Hamas, where the money would serve for peace and prosperity of Gaza people, I would be the first to support it. Unfortunately, Hamas has received billions from the Arab and Western world, and instead of building its economy and human capital, they have built an extensive network of tunnels used to attack Israeli citizens and hide hostages. They could have built Singapore or Dubai with this money, yet they built terror. Thank you again, gentlemen and ladies, for
Thank you, Ms. Dannon. Thank you. Your time
making
is up.
the right decision.
Council President, that concludes the public comment portion for today's meeting.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to approve our minutes as presented on today's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Probably moved and seconded.
Clarification on who seconded.
Sweeney.
Thank you. Who?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2024-0390, awarding a total sum not to exceed $15,000 to Friendly Inn Settlement, Inc. for the HVAC capital upgrade project from the District 3, 7, and 9 ARPA community grant funds.
This item will be referred to the Health and Human Services Committee.
Resolution 2024-0391, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the YMCA of Greater Cleveland for the Parker Hannafin Downtown YMCA Financial Assistance Program from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Health and Human Services Committee.
Resolution 2024-0392, awarding a total sum not to exceed $6,500 to the City of Middleburg Heights for the Senior Life Program from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will also be referred to the Health and Human Services Committee.
Resolution 2024-0393, awarding a total sum not to exceed $6,500 to the City of Parma Heights for the purchase of exercise equipment for the Parma Heights Senior Center from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Referred to the Health and Human Services Committee.
Resolution 2024-0394, awarding a total sum not to exceed $6,500 to the Parma Commission on Aging, Inc. for the Hearing Loop Installation Project from the District 3 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Referred to Health and Human Services Committee.
Resolution 2024-0395, awarding a total sum not to exceed $100,000 to the St. Clair Superior Development Corporation for the 50/50 matching grant home repair program from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Referred to the Community Development Committee.
Resolution 2024-0396, awarding a total sum not to exceed $250,000 to the Murtis Taylor Human Services System for the Students of Promise Leadership Academy from the District 8 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2024-0397, awarding a total sum not to exceed $150,000 to Midtown Cleveland, Inc. for the purpose of Warner and Swayze Building Redevelopment Project from the District 8 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Economic Development Committee.
Resolution 2024-0398, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Women of Color Foundation for personal and professional development training programs from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2024-0399, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Cleveland Alumni Kappa Alpha Psi Scholarship Foundation for the Community Expungement Clinic Project from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0400, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Young Women's Christian Association of Cleveland for the purpose of eliminating racism, empowering women, and ending homelessness from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0401, awarding a total sum not to exceed $50,000 to the City of South Euclid for the purpose of the Deer Sterilization Pilot Program.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2024-0402, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the City of South Euclid for the purpose of the Dog Park at Quarry Park North project from the District 11 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee. Committee reports in consideration of resolutions of council for second reading.
Resolution 2024-0354, awarding a total sum not to exceed $36,293.06 to the City of Garfield Heights for the St. John Lutheran Church Gym Flooring Project from the District 8 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0356, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the National Congress of Black Women Greater Cleveland Chapter for the Bring Back the Village initiative from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Consideration of resolutions of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0355, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Friendly Inn Settlement, Inc. for infrastructure upgrades, expansion of program services, and operational support from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
Move to adopt. Second. Turn this over to my colleague, Councilwoman Turner.
Thank you, Councilwoman. The Friendly Inn provides services addressing maternal and infant health, food insecurity, youth programming, and other wraparound services in the central neighborhood. The funds requested are intended to be used for infrastructure upgrades, program expansion, and operational support. I ask for the support of my colleagues on this item.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0357, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to the Positive Plus for the Victims of Crime Conference and Retreat from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
To adopt.
Second.
I'll turn it over to my colleague, Councilwoman Turner.
Thank you. This project supports family members who have experienced homicide by telling the stories of the lives of the children, brothers, sisters, and spouses they lost. This project is designed to create space for family members to discuss their shared grief and losses and celebrate the lives of their family members through writing workshops, a 2-day conference and retreat, community outings, and a documentary viewing. I ask for the support of my colleagues on this item.
With all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0358, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was presented by Albert Bouchahine during committee and includes various changes to the class plan, including a new position of supervisor, shared services customer support phone lines, and shared services support phone lines for HHS. The changes presented included revisions to the titles of ERP Business System Administrator, Accountant 3, Senior Supervisor of Sewer Maintenance, and Supervisor of Project Inspection. 3 positions at the animal shelter were deleted based on the creation of a role covering broader duties, including Animal Adoptions Coordinator, Behavior Coordinator, and Supervisor. I ask for the support of my colleagues on this item.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2024-0403, amending the 2024-2025 biennial operating budget for 2024 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, appropriation transfers, and cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President and colleagues, this resolution is the regular fiscal agenda of budget amendments. Answers to our questions to OBM are on your desks. Most items are routine transfers within accounts to cover year-end expenses, appropriation of grants, and accounting for health, self-insurance costs, and facility operating costs. Notable is the monthly appropriation of $3,416,667 for the Adams Board. I recommend passage on first reading suspension.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0404, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Ohio Council 8, Local 27 AFL-CIO, representing approximately 193 employees in various classifications for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was previously discussed in executive session, and I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0405, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council, Inc., covering approximately 14 employees in the classification of Protective Services Officer Sergeant for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was previously discussed in executive session, and I also ask for my colleagues' support on this item as well. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0406, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, Cellular 911 Unit, representing approximately 24 call takers within the Cuyahoga County Department of Public Safety and Justice Services for the period April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2025, to establish the terms of the wage and health insurance reopeners in Articles 37 and 38, respectively, and to modify the duration of the contract.
This was the final item discussed in today's executive session, and I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it.
Council President, I didn't hear a second.
Second. Sweeney.
Thank you.
Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2024-0407, adopting the 2024-2025 biennial operating budget and capital improvements program annual update for 2025.
This item will be referred to the committee of the whole.
Resolution 2024-0408, confirming the county executive's appointment of Richard Molina to serve on the Cuyahoga County Audit Committee for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2028.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2024-0409, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Mayor Justin Bibb to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission representing the Cleveland region for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2024-0410, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Mayor Marie Gallo to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission representing the South Central region for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2024-0411, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Mayor Edward Orcutt to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission representing the Southwest region for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Mr. President,
Yes.
may I have my name added, please?
To add Councilman Miller's name to this item.
Okay. Resolution 2024-0412, making awards on requisition 14685 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $1,500,000 for on-call sanitary sewage pump stations repair and construction services for the period December 1st, 2024 through November 30th, 2027 for items A through C.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2024-0413, authorizing an amendment to a resolution dated October 26, 2021, which approved an Economic Development Fund redevelopment and modernization loan in the amount not to exceed $1 million to LG Blanket Mill, LLC, for the redevelopment of a vacant building located at 3160 West 33rd Street in the city of Cleveland for a mixed-use structure for the Northern Ohio Blanket Mills project by changing the interest-only period from 2 years to 1 year and amending the loan agreement.
This item will be referred to the Economic Development and Planning Committee.
Resolution 2024-0414, authorizing a purchase order with Tech Communications, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $594,499.40 for a joint cooperative purchase for the renewal of various Cisco Voice licenses and support services for the period October 31st, 2024 through November 4th, 2025.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2024-0415, authorizing a purchase order with Logicalis, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $545,587.44 for the purchase of various NetApp hardware, software-related accessories, and support services.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2024-0416, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Alliant Insurance Services, Inc. for insurance brokerage and risk management services for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2025, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $2,374,000.
This item will be referred to Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2024-0417, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Belfair Jewish Children's Bureau for co-occurring integrated treatment program services for youth ages 12 to 18 with co-occurring substance abuse and mental health diagnosis for the period July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2026, to change the terms and insurance requirements and for additional additional funds in the amount not to exceed $501,430, effective July 1st, 2024.
This item will be referred to the Public Safety Committee.
Resolution 2024-0418, authorizing a master contract with various providers in the total amount not to exceed $2,200,000 for residential treatment services for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025 for the providers listed A through G.
This item will be referred to the Public Safety Committee.
Resolution 2024-0419, authorizing an amendment to an agreement with Chagrin Valley Dispatch Council for dispatch operation services for law enforcement activities for the period April 28th, 2021 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2026, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,964,675.92.
This item will be referred to Public Safety.
Resolution 2024-0420, making an award on requisition 14451 to Summit Food Service LLC in the amount not to exceed $18 million for jail food services for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
Referred to Public Safety.
Resolution 2024-0421, authorizing a contract with AT&T Enterprises, LLC, in the amount not to exceed $1,020,000 for a state contract purchase for the site-to-site fiber network services in connection with the 911 vendor-hosted project, effective upon contract signature of all parties for a period of 5 years.
Referred to Public Safety.
Resolution 2024-0422, authorizing amendments to contracts with various providers for the Ohio Works First program for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2025, to make budget line item revisions and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $6,686,146.75, effective January 1st, 2025.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2024-0423, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for community-based services to support at-risk children and families in Cuyahoga County for the period April 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to March 31st, 2025, to make budget line item revisions and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $1,228,433.65, effective January 1st, 2025, items A through I.
This item will be referred to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0424, making awards on requisition 14613 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $5,330,000 for family-centered support services for at-risk children and families, and it's for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2026, items A through K.
Referred to Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0425, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for Cuyahoga Options for Independent Living Services program for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025, for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $600,000 for items 1A through O and items 2A through H.
Referred to Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0426, authorizing a sole source contract with Child Care Resource Center of Cuyahoga County, doing business as Starting Point, in the amount not to exceed $1,650,000 for out-of-school time services for youth for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
Referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2024-0427, authorizing a master contract with various providers in the total amount not to exceed $700,000 for infant and early childhood mental health services in connection with the Invest in Children program from the district, for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025, items A through G.
Refer to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution 2024-0428, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Salvation Army for supportive services for homeless men in the Pickup Assessment Shelter Service Transitional Housing Program for the period October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024, to extend the time period to September 30th, 2025, to make budget line item revisions and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $800,101 effective October 1st, 2024.
Refer to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0429, making awards with various providers in the total amount not to exceed $4 million for operating support of Department of Housing and Urban Development approved permanent housing services for the period July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2026.
Refer to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0430, making an award to Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry in the amount not to exceed $3,108,549 for joint transition and rapid housing project services in connection with the Youth Homelessness Demonstration Program for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025.
Refer to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0431, making an award on requisition 15000 to Oriana House in the amount not to exceed $1,737,594 for administration and operational services for the Neighborhood Reentry Resource Center for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
Refer to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee.
Resolution 2024-0432, awarding a total sum not to exceed $2,850,000 to the Gateway Economic Development Corporation for maintenance and upgrades to the Gateway Complex located in the city of Cleveland.
Refer to the Committee of the Whole.
Mr. President,
Yes.
may I please have my name added to Resolution 2024-423?
All right.
0423, Dale?
423.
Thank you.
Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution 2024-0371, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Harold A. Patel upon his taking of the oath of office as Sheriff of Cuyahoga County for the 4-year term ending December 31st, 2028.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0374, amending Resolution 2021-0268, dated January 11th, 2022, which authorized home loans to various organizations or their designees in the total amount not to exceed $2,250,000 for various affordable housing projects by replacing the Director of Development with the Director of Housing and Community Development in Section 2 and extending the sunset provision contained in Section 3 to December 31st, 2024, items A through E.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0386, making an award on requisition 14356 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $5,900,000 for a summer youth employment program for low-income TANF-eligible youths ages 14 through 24 for the period November 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0387, authorizing an amendment to an agreement with the Metro Health System for comprehensive medical services for families involved with the Division of Children and Family Services for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2025, to change the scope of services and terms, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,551,000, effective upon signature of all parties.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0388, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for school community-based Closing the Achievement Gap services for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to July 31st, 2025, to make budget line item revisions and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $642,361.87, effective January 1st, 2025.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0389, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Child Care Resource Center of Cuyahoga County, doing business as Starting Point for the prevention and inclusion program, formerly known as Special Needs Child Care Program, for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2025, to make budget line item revisions and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,841,921.78, effective January 1st, 2025.
This item will move to the November 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2024-0368, authorizing an economic development loan in an amount not to exceed $2 million to Famous Distribution, Inc., doing business as Famous Supply, or its approved designee, for the construction and renovation of the Northeast Ohio Distribution Center, located at 5700 Lee Road South in Maple Heights.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This is an exciting project where originally we had had a project in there during the pandemic for Gojo. What was fantastic about this is obviously when the pandemic ended, the need for the cleaners was not there. And fortunately, for the benefits of Maple Heights, we were able to find a substitute. And they're going to go right in there and start utilizing that exact same space. So I encourage everybody to support this.
Right. And Madam Clerk, please add my name to this item.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0373, authorizing an amendment to a revenue generating agreement number 50 with the City of Cleveland for a lease of space for the Cleveland Police Department located at 1300 Ontario Street in the City of Cleveland for the period October 2nd, 2018 through October 1st, 2024, to extend the time period to October 1st, 2025, and to amend other terms including rent amounts.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This was heard in the Safety Committee, and this is an ongoing agreement we have with the City of Cleveland as they pursue building a new police headquarters.
And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And let's add Councilwoman Caldwell's name.
Resolution 2024-0375, amending Resolution 2022-0244, dated September 13th, 2022, which authorized affordable housing loans to various organizations in the total amount not to exceed $4,550,000 for the Affordable Housing Gap Financing Program by removing the Frontline Development Group LLC loan in its entirety, and amending the funding to reflect the removal of Frontline Development Group LLC by replacing the Director of Development with the Director of Housing Housing and Community Development in Section 2, and extending the sunset provision contained in Section 3 to December 31st, 2025 for items A through H.
Move approval.
Second.
Mr. President, this is simply administrative organizational detail being taken care of by staff. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And they said Councilwoman Conwell's name.
Duly noted. Resolution 2024-0378, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Applewood Centers, Inc. for emergency respite and crisis bed services for youth, referred by the Coordinated Approach to Low-Risk Misdemeanors CALM program for the period July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024, to extend the time period to June 30th, 2026, to change the insurance requirements and increase the per diem rate, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,699,022.86, effective July 1st, 2024.
Move to adopt. Mr. President, this was heard in committee, as has the next 6 in order here, and the committee has recommended approval on all.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0379, making an award on requisition 12965 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $1,383,988.30 for interpretation and translation services for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026, items A through C.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
If there's no discussion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0380, authorizing a contract with Applewood Centers, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $3,499,072.50 for program administration of a youth residential treatment program known as the Cognitive Behavioral Treatment Center for the period July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0381, authorizing a contract with Dell, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $978,007.19 for a state contract purchase for a Microsoft Enterprise Agreement for various software licensing and support services for a period of 3 years.
Move to adopt.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0382, authorizing a contract with Axon Enterprise, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $5,960,835 for a state contract purchase for digital evidence management software with associated cloud storage, maintenance, and support services for the period November 1st, 2024 through October 31st, 2033.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0383, authorizing an amendment to a revenue-generating agreement with Securus Technologies, LLC for inmate telecommunications system and maintenance services for the period September 6, 2016 through September 6, 2027 to make budget line item revisions and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $3,250,000 effective upon contract signature of all parties.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0384, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Motorola Solutions, Inc. for vendor-hosted next-generation 911 services for the period August 1st, 2013 through March 10th, 2025, to extend the time period to March 31st, 2028, to change the terms, to expand the scope of services, and to make budget line item revisions, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $3,695,796.
Move to adopt.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution, I'm sorry? Did somebody say something? Okay. Resolution 2024-0385, authorizing amendments to contracts with various providers for youth workforce employment, education, and training services in connection with the Comprehensive Case Management Program for the period July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2025, to change the terms and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $7,933,185.69, effective July 1st, 2024, items 1A through C and 2A.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. This contract serves youth workforce ages 16 through 24 and serves approximately 700 individuals. I ask for your support.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0365, making an award on requisition 14483 to various providers in the amount not to exceed $1 million for construction management services for a period of 3 years, effective upon contract signature of all parties, items A through B.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was presented in committee by Matt Reimer. Public Works seeks to make an award to Hill International and Quality Control Inspection Incorporated. The amount not to exceed $1 million for construction management and material testing services for the period of 3 years. Both Hill International and Quality Control Inspection have provided services in the past. I ask my colleagues for their support on this.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0366, making an award on requisition 14489 to various providers in the amount not to exceed $1 million for general architectural and engineering services for a period of 3 years, effective upon contract signature of all parties.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was presented in committee by Matt Reimer also. Public Works seeks to make an award to Hasenstab Architects and Karpinski Engineering in the amount not to exceed $1 million for general architectural and engineering services for the period of 3 years. Both vendors are in Council District 7. The service contracts were procured through formal RFQ, and the selected vendors were the 2 top scoring teams. The funding is 100% general fund. I ask my colleagues for their support.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0367, authorizing an agreement with Olmsted Township for 100% of the costs associated with the installation of the Greenway Trail from Fitch Road to Stearns Road, effective upon signature of all parties.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Second. This item was presented in committee by Eric Mack. Public Works seeks to authorization of an agreement with Olmsted Township for 100% of the costs associated with the installation of the Greenway Trail from Fitch Road to Stearns Road. The township received the funds and required a sponsor for the project to provide construction oversight. Olmsted Township will reimburse the county for all expenses related to the project, and therefore it will not cost the county. The anticipated start date for the project is spring of 2025, and it is expected that it will be completed by the fall of 2025. This project is in Council District 5 and is intended to provide additional outdoor trail access. I ask my colleagues for their support.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of an ordinance for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance 2024-0011, amending Section 806.04 of the Cuyahoga County Code.
All right, this item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee. At this time, we'll entertain our miscellaneous committee reports.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
my colleagues, Finance and Budget Committee will not meet before the next council meeting, but the budget update process will continue in the Committee of the Whole, with departmental hearings on Monday, November 18th from 1 to 3 p.m. and Monday, November 25th from 1 to 5 p.m. and time for amendment and referral within the broader Committee of the Whole meeting on Tuesday, November 26th at 2 p.m. Also, the items referred today that are normally finance and budget items were referred to the committee of the whole, and I expect they will be heard on Monday, November the 18th. Thank you.
Mr. President, the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee will meet Wednesday, November 20th at 10 a.m.
Mr. President, Council Operations will meet on their normal scheduled time.
President Safety, Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
President, Economic Development, regular time on Monday at 3 o'clock.
Health and Human Services, Wednesday on November 20th at 1 o'clock.
Human Resources Appointments and Equity, it looks like we have 4 appointments. So we will meet Tuesday, November 19th, 10 a.m.
Mr. President, Community Development will meet Monday, November 18th at 10 a.m.
Education, Environment, Sustainability, Wednesday, the 20th at 3 to hear the matters referred today.
All right, excellent. Is there any miscellaneous business?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Real quick, it does not pain me to say this, but our St. Ignatius Wildcats won, I believe, their 6th consecutive Division I soccer title. Congratulations, boys. We have many football teams still in it.
Thank you for that.
All right, well, if nothing else holds our attention, our meetings are now adjourned.
Oh,